Forest Conservation Act 1980. To appreciate the importance of the Forest Conservation Act of 1980, which was amended in 1988, it is essential to understand its historical background. The Indian Forest Act of 1927 consolidated all the previous laws regarding forest that were passed before the 1920. The Act gave the government and the Forest Department the power to create reserved forests and the right to use reserved forest for government use only. It also created protected forest in which the use of resources by local people was controlled. Some forests were also to be controlled by a village community, and these were called village forest. The Act remained in force till the 1980s, when it was realized that protecting forest for timber production alone was not acceptable. The other values of protecting the services that forest provide and its valuable assets, such as biodiversity, began to overshadow the importance of their revenue earning from timber. This led to the Forest Conservation Act of 1980 and its amendment in 1988. India's forest policy was pronounced in 1952. Between 1952 and 1988, the extent of deforestation was so great that it became evident that there was a need to formulate a new policy on forest and their utilization. Large tracts of forest land had already been diverted to other uses. The earlier forest policies had focused attention on revenue generation only. In 1880s, it became clear that forest must be protected for their other functions such as maintenance of soil and water regimes centered around ecological concerns. It also provided for the use of goods and services of the forest for its local inhabitants. The new policy framework made conservation of forest to other uses much less possible. Conservation of the forest was a natural heritage, finds a place in a new policy which includes the preservation of its biological diversity and genetic resources. It also values meeting the needs of local people for food, fuel wood, fodder, and non-wood forest products that they subsist on. It gives priority to maintaining environmental stability and ecological balance. It especially states that the network of protected areas should be strengthened and extended. In 1992, the 73rd and 74th Amendment to the Constitution furthered governance through panchayats. It gives states the ability to provide power to the local panchayats to manage local forest resources. The Forest Conservation Act 1980 was enacted to control deforestation. It ensured that forest lands would not be de-reserved without prior approval of the central government. This was created a states had begun to de-reserve the reserved forest for non-forest use. States had regularized encroachment and resettled project affected people. From development projects such as dams in these de-reserved areas. The need for a new legislation became urgent. The Act made it possible to retain a greater control over the frightening level of deforestation in the country and specified penalties for offenders. Penalties for offences in reserved forest. No person is allowed to make, clearing or set fire to a reserved forest. Cattle are not permitted to trespass to the reserved forest. Felling, collection of timber, bark or leaves, quarries. Collecting any forest product is punishable with imprisonment for a term of 6 months or with a fine which may extend to 500 or both. When there is a reason to believe that a forest offense has been committed pertaining to any forest produce, the produce together will all tools used in committing such offenses may be seized by any forest officer or police officer. Every officer seizing any property under this section shall put on the property a mark indicating the seizure and report the seizure to the magistrate who has the jurisdiction to try the offense. What can an individual do to forest conservation? One, be alert to destructive activities in your local green areas such as reserved forest and protected forest and in protected areas. Example, national parks and wildlife sanctuaries. Report any such act to the forest department as well as the press. Report of violations can be made to the conservation of forest, district forest officer, range forest officer, forest guard, or the district commissioner or local civil body. Second, inform yourself with the laws. Detailed rules and orders issued by the government. Three, be in touch with concerned local NGOs and associations. Organize one with other like-minded people. If none exist in your area, 4, create awareness about the existence and value of national parks and sanctuaries and build up a public opinion against illegal activities in the forest, disturbance to wildlife. 5, pressurize the authorities to implement the forest and wildlife laws and rules to protect green areas. 6, take legal action if necessary and if possible through a public interest litigation PIL against the offending party. Use the help of NGOs who can undertake legal action. Seven, help to create public pressure to change rules, laws, and procedures when necessary. 8. Use better ecological sensitive public transport and bicycle tracks. Do not litter in forest area. 9. Participate in preservation of greenery by planting, watering, and caring for plants. Whom should forest offences be reported to? If you as a citizen come across anyone felling trees, encroaching on forest land, dumping garbage, cutting green wood, lighting a fire, or creating a clearing in reserved forest, protected. Forests, national park, sanctuary, other forest areas, you must report it to the forest wildlife officers concerned. Thank you. Have a nice day.